back. Alright, gotta be a little quiet because the baby's sleeping. But we're gonna watch a mushroom video. This is on Business Insider.
Farmers grow, harvest, and pack nearly 400 million mushrooms a year in this
Who was
small
eating all
Pennsylvania
these
town.
mushrooms, dude?
This is Kennett Square, the mushroom
I eat
capital of the
mushroom,
world.
Here
but
they
I don't know if I
cultivate
eat that
everything
much
from
mushroom,
white button
you know?
and portobello to specialty mushrooms like shiitake and lion's mane.
Dude,
But the industry
lion's
is
mane
facing
always
a
looks so
major
good.
problem.
I bet that would be so
There
bomb on
aren't
some
enough
noodles.
mushroom pickers.
Demand is starting to rise, but it's hard to meet that demand if there's not enough labor.
I didn't laugh
One
at
big
that.
reason for that is America's strict immigration laws that are keeping workers away.
Immigration for
Without
the
the extra
shrooms?
hands, many farmers have been
Oh.
forced to kill off entire crops.
They need
It's
like
estimated more than 1 million
immigrants
mushrooms
to
every
pick mushrooms
because
because no one else
destroyed.
can apparently pick
You're seeding
mushrooms.
off rooms with mushrooms that could be harvested that just have nowhere to go.
And that's not just
Why
my
don't they
farm.
give 'em to,
That's
like-
farms in California and Texas
If
and
they're
all
growing
over the
them-
country.
And it's left
If they're growing them anyway, why don't they just donate them to like food banks? Because people can still make mushroom soup or eat these mushrooms. If they can't like sell them, then have like the food bank pick the mushroom and then they just get it. You know, like find volunteers from the food bank
businesses
if they're gonna destroy it anyway. So like, why not?
like this one on the
Free
brink.
food.
We're losing about $50,000 to $100,000 of revenue per month.
So why is the industry struggling to find workers? And how can it recover? We went to Pennsylvania to find out.
What's going on with mushrooms?
All of mushroom life starts here, with compost.
The
Shit,
mushrooms
dude.
here are very picky eaters.
The mushrooms eat a strict diet of recycled mulch, hay, wheat, straw, poultry litter, and corn cob.
So this
Chicken
is the
shit.
material near the end of the composting process. It's dark, caramelized, it's soft,
Mm.
it has a lot of water.
Eat
The
that.
mushroom spores, or seeds, are added in. Then it's aged, pasteurized, and trucked to farms across the county, like this one.
So they could make like an industrial amount of psychedelic mushrooms. That'd be
I'm Chris,
awesome.
and I'm a third-generation mushroom farmer.
Chris's family has
third
been
gen?
growing white button and
Goddamn.
cremini mushrooms since 1938.
Mushrooms are
that's the one
grown
I buy at
indoors
Publix.
so
I
that
love
we can
cremini
control the
mushrooms.
environment.
It all happens on vertical shelves. Workers use this machine to lay the compost down. Then comes a layer called casing, with peat moss, limestone, and water.
This equipment allows us to have the machine do the heavy work.
Wet
It helps
mushroom?
get a perfect 1 3/4 inch layer, so the mushrooms don't grow unevenly or come up dirty. This panel controls the growing conditions.
Science
They
to
want a
growing
perfect
these shrooms.
combination of carbon dioxide, humidity, and temperature.
After 16 days, we're ready to harvest.
But it's harvesters who are hardest to find.
We're always harvesting. The only day we don't work is Christmas. That did not stop because
Damn,
of
it's
the
tragic,
pandemic.
dude.
Our workers were considered essential. Now that the
Mushrooms,
economy's starting
pretty
to pick
essential.
back up, we're down 20% on our workforce, and it's been a major impact on our business.
The mushrooms are grown and harvested in 3 breaks.
I guess
or
when you have to
phases,
individually
meaning
mushroom
each
it,
room
or-
will get picked from 3
You
times.
have to individually
starting with
pick
the
it.
biggest
It's kind of like
mushrooms.
annoying.
Then they'll wait for the little ones to mature.
Otra vez hay que ver el tamaño del hongo, de la patita del hongo. Si está muy largo, quiere decir que ya está bueno para que se pueda cortar. Si está muy pequeño, así como yo, todavía para el next, para el siguiente
Damn, bro,
día,
you're tall,
bueno,
king.
hay que dejar.
Mushrooms double in size every 24 hours, so pickers have to move quickly, each armed
Damn,
with a
that's
knife,
so
a
fast.
cart, and tons of boxes. They harvest every mushroom by hand.
You kind of twist the mushrooms, you don't put in the door.
220 mushrooms to fill up a 10-pound box.
10 an hour, does that give you a good prospect? Some people, they do more than 15, 16 an hour. They're fast.
That's
Daniel
insane,
Beltran and
bro.
his daughter Sonia run Mazda Farms, just up the road.
I'm the second Mexican. They grow mushrooms in the whole United States.
Danielle worked as a mushroom picker for over 12 years.
And I
He
was
knows the
thinking on my
business.
mind, I said, I hope one day I get a farm.
Today, he and Sonia own 25 mushroom houses.
We probably need close to 80 harvesters every day, and we have 60.
En años atrás, aquí había muchas personas. Mis compañeros éramos
Damn, he like
rápido
fucked that
para
one
el
up.
trabajo y
He
salíamos
definitely messed that one up.
mediodía y irnos para la casa a descansar.
He's not
Today,
very good
harvesters
anymore.
work up
He
to
lost his
12-hour
edge.
days to pick as
His
many
mushroom
mushrooms
edge,
as
you
they
know?
can.
Entrar a las 3 de la mañana, yo creo que cualquier persona se le hace un poquito difícil.
But they still can't keep up.
Eso se queda, al día siguiente se hace más grande, que se vuelve loco de ver tantos hongos. We should be harvesting 10 rooms of mushrooms every day, and we usually only can get to 7 or 8 rooms.
In the leftover rooms, the
Bro, not
mushrooms
gonna
will be
cap.
steamed off. meaning they'll be destroyed.
These mushrooms are
It's
hella
a race
fresh then.
against time, because mushrooms
And when you
grow
buy
so
'em
quickly.
out of
Waiting
stores,
even one
jeez.
day means
Se abre, le decimos en inglés es
Ooh.
open. Ya la factoría no está muy
Yeah,
buena.
that's gross. I wouldn't
customers
buy
don't
that.
like that,
Oh, look at
so
that
the value
shiitake, bro.
decreases.
About 35 cents a pound instead of $1 a pound.
Kind of like hurts a little bit thinking of, seriously, there's nowhere that we could probably put that, and there really isn't. There's nothing you can do.
It gets even worse for specialty mushrooms
Donate it,
that
bro.
require even more labor, like these shiitakes at Phillips Mushroom Farms.
It usually takes 3 days to pick the whole house. It's still all done by hand, so it's still labor intensive.
Or these maitakes.
Each one of these logs has to
These
be
are
moved by hand.
maitakes.
Put them on a shelf to spawn run, then we take them off the shelf and bring them down here, put them on this shelf to pick, and then we have to pick them. And then we also have to throw.
How did they pick this business to do? You know, like, did they watch a documentary like this and was like, I'm gonna grow mushrooms? Or is this just like something that was taught by them, like that guy? 3 generations of mushroom family picking, and
Throw it away.
so you
There's
decided to
6
do? It's pretty
touches
wild.
in the course of this thing's life cycle. Every touch
I mean,
is a
like, people
person,
need mushrooms,
which
right?
are hard to come by now.
Chefs need
But
mushrooms.
the labor issues
normal
don't
cooks
just
need
stop at
mushrooms.
harvest. They can also be felt at the packing level.
Some animals only eat mushrooms.
Megan is the 3rd generation of her family to run Mother Earth organic mushrooms.
This pallet of mushrooms was just brought in from our farms, and then we get it into one of our 2 coolers. Everything is labeled so that we know exactly what farm it came from, the
Hot.
date it came in, and how many pounds were
Hot
brought in, and it's
mushrooms.
all in our system, so we can easily trace back all of our product.
Megan has machines to wash and cut the mushrooms, and even to wrap and label the boxes. But everything in between, from topping off a box to tracking and weighing, is done by hand.
And then it'll get put in a flat at the end and get palletized to go out to the customer.
Mother Earth delivers mushrooms as far as Denver,
Oh my
Texas,
God.
and Boston.
That man
But
almost
getting them
died by
there is tough.
mushroom
with so
suffocation,
few
dude.
workers.
So it used
That
to
shit
just
would have
be
freaking
harvesters
crushed
that
his
were
skull,
harder to
bro.
get. Now it's at our harvesting level,
Can you imagine
at our
being killed by
supervisor level, at our
1,000
quality
pounds of
assurance
mushroom?
level, even our office staff level.
Gotta eat your way
Truck
out of it.
drivers have been really hard to find as well. The problem is if they can't get them harvested at the farms, that means we don't have the mushrooms for the packing facility. It's a complete ripple effect.
So how did the industry's labor problem become so dire? Well, it starts with Kennett Square's history of immigration. Quakers, a Protestant Christian group, were the first to grow mushrooms here in 1885. As the story goes,
Whoever figures out how to automate mushroom growing is gonna destroy these people.
Originally, a Quaker farmer who grew carnations tried to grow mushrooms under the
What
beds
incarnations?
of the carnations, and he was successful.
the Quakers then hired Italian immigrants to do the hard manual labor. The Italians then started hundreds of mushroom farms of their own in the area.
Mushroom
From the
farmers gotta
1950s to the 70s,
pick up their
former
bootstraps,
sugarcane
do
workers
it
from Puerto
themselves.
Rico settled into
Quit
Kennett
hiring
Square
immigrants.
and took over picking the mushrooms. But when they began asking for higher wages and better working conditions, farm owners fired them and hired Mexican immigrants instead.
Damn.
In 1986,
And then until
President Ronald Reagan signed an
Mexicans
immigration
start
bill
asking
that
for
gave
more
legal
money,
status to
and they'll
certain
fire them and find
undocumented agricultural
different
workers
immigrants that aren't
who
asking
came
for
into
as
the
much
country
money.
before 1982.
Was that bok choy?
They
Give me that
really,
shit.
really help for all the Mexican
I don't think that's
workers.
bok choy.
Most Mexican work on the mushroom industry for, I would say, at least 40 years.
They built Kennett
God
Square
damn.
into America's mushroom capital. It now produces 60% of the country's product. But that population of Mexican immigrants
Yeah,
is
baby.
aging out of this work, and their kids have chosen other career paths.
We started getting people from Central America now.
Even before the pandemic, these new workers began leaving for other industries.
There's people that say, oh, like you go to construction or you go to landscaping, you make more money.
To make things worse, strict immigration laws in the US have suffocated the legal flow of Central and Latin American workers.
Baby just woke
Because
up,
mushrooms
staring
are
at
a
me.
year-round crop, the industry doesn't qualify
Watching
for the
mushrooms.
H-2A temporary worker program, which allows immigrants to come into the US and work in seasonal agriculture. The labor crunch is affecting every mushroom farm, both small and large.
What are those
To
yellow
entice
ones?
the few pickers left, farm owners are offering perks, higher pay, housing, and transportation to and from work.
Our
Housing?
harvesters work on a piece
What about
rate, and we pay
citizenship?
them
That'd be
per
a pretty,
box.
like,
My average
solid deal.
harvester earns over $14 an hour.
Yo, that's
but
not
I have some
bad.
harvesters that make over $20.
But that's also,
an
like,
hour. I would
back-breaking
like to pay
labor.
them more. The company just can't afford to yet. Agriculture in general and mushroom farms specifically work on very thin margins. So when we can't harvest 10% of our product, we're definitely losing money.
Chris is losing $40,000 in revenue a week.
For this current year, we probably have lost somewhere in the middle of $250,000.
It's millions of dollars.
Yes.
There's no thousands, it's millions. It's realistic. It is painful.
If this happens, farms will either have to reduce their scale and fill less growing rooms, or they'll eventually would have to shut down.
Altogether, Chester
Bro,
County's
what?
mushroom farmers lost $168 million.
Sell off some of it to the
in
other farmers.
2020,
Let them go
and that
bankrupt
has a
first.
significant effect on the
Then you
market,
buy them
which
cheaper.
is booming in popularity.
For the last 10 years, we're seeing a demand increase of 3 to 5% every year.
Sales in grocery stores have gone up by 15% in 2021.
Customers are asking every day to fill their orders, and we just don't have enough mushrooms to do that.
Baby just
So
watching
it's
the
difficult
mushrooms
to
grow too.
Want to expand, want to provide all the orders that they want, and then see mushrooms just go to waste.
The solution for the labor issue isn't an easy one. Farmers have already automated much of the process. Some have turned to growing bigger mushrooms.
If you grow a larger mushroom, it actually makes it a lot faster.
Oh, like a piece of toast, bro.
We can get them quicker
Like some
here,
friggin'
get them out
bread.
to our customers, and do it with less labor.
The American Mushroom Institute is pushing the Senate to pass the Farm Workforce Modernization Act. The bill would extend the H-2A temporary worker program to the mushroom industry. That way, immigrants could get an agricultural worker visa.
The Call
to pick
Act.
mushrooms.
We need more migrant workers.
We need more mushrooms.
More ability to bring people up to the country. Just like
I need to start growing
grandparents
psychedelic
did. They
mushrooms,
came
bro.
up and worked 2 jobs
Let the
and
workers
worked
have a
hard to
taste.
make a better life
It
for
would definitely
ourselves.
work
And
way
we need
better.
to continue to have America
Probably be way
do that
happier.
for new immigrant populations.
They could probably
Others in
figure
the
out how to
industry
do
are
it more
considering
efficiently
robot
if they would eat
pickers,
some magic
though
mushrooms.
not everyone thinks they're the best option.
You can't really get a machine to be as delicate as a person's hand to
Yeah, they
choose
crush that shit.
exactly which mushroom. You also have to have like the eye to see which one is ready to pick.
Robots like this are still 3 years away. Until then, farmers will keep putting out the call for anybody to come help pick mushrooms.
Every mushroom give you an extra day alive. So to eat
Damn, they
20
just eating that
20
shit like an
days.
apple.
Actually, I don't even like eating mushrooms. I don't
What?
like the taste. I don't like any of that. But like, I like seeing how they grow. You know.
He be raw dogging the mushrooms. He don't cook it. He just straight eat it raw. That's probably why he messes up. Yo, this one looks kind of cool. Maybe we'll watch that tomorrow. End off the week. I might just continue watching videos. It's low-key easy. It's chill. It's informative. It's not bad. It's not bad.